All right. What's up, man? Okay. Yo. Yo, hey Bobby. Thanks, man. Is that Claude? Which one's Claude? I do use Claude for a lot of stuff. I don't know what you mean. Okay. Yeah, this song is good, Sanish, so I like it. Yo, what's the skinny on the bugs today? Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Bobby, thank you for the gifts. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Ducray, what's up? Nice to see you. Did it? Did it? Oh, that's funny. Is it right here? This thing? On the screen, it said Dr. Newkirk? Oh, my Claude thing. Yeah. Yeah, that is. Yeah. It calls me. All right, guys, welcome in. Welcome. Thank you for being here. No, actually, it's not. It's not a little sun. My nose. I got it hit doing jujitsu last week. And it's just been a little sore. My nose has just been a little tweaked. And it's so funny because people always say like your nose is never a problem until it is, and then once you tweak your nose, then you kind of like always gets hit. And I've just been like doing a ton of jujitsu in the last week, and it keeps getting hit. And I'm just like, ouch, ouch, ouch. It keeps getting hit. So yeah, my nose is a little red just because it's just sore and getting beaten up, dude. But yeah, it's been really fun. I've had a really, really good time. The gym is open, and we are sparring with my old friends and stuff. It's so cool. It feels so cool to be back. Um, I know, yeah, Heather. I would have to put makeup on it or something, so it is what it is, I'll have to get good at concealer, and I've had to do that before, actually. Hey Helen. I've had to put some concealer on my face before when it was actually at my old job, BASF, it was like my first week. I had a black eye. So I had to like put like a bunch of like concealer on and stuff and try to make it. You don't want to make it look, you know, you know, you want it to look uh presentable. Not that it's so, I mean, I know what it's from. But at the same time, you don't want it to be that guy that's just showing up with a black eye, and people are like, "Why? Well, what's this happening?" So yeah. Still trying to get chat on screen. It is so hard to get chat on screen, guys. It is a real big pain in the butt. I don't know how to do makeup at all. Me neither. Me neither. That's a good question. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Let's see. I'm just trying to do this real quick. Trying to find TikTok. Okay, there we go. Nice. Okay, I think that that's good. Yeah, yeah. Perfect. Sweet. I just sent a test message. Nice. We're in. We are in, ladies and gentlemen. I can sort of do eye makeup with shadow and mascara, and that's it. Yeah, it's tough. I couldn't ever like do the eye stuff, the eyeliner. That I'm still like just the idea of something going in my face. Um, I couldn't do that, you know. So it is yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. No, thank you. No, 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 no. My days are all right, man. Yeah, just been doing a lot of jujitsu. As JD Vance, true, true. Based eyeliner enjoyer. L hypocrite, giant hypocrite. All right, so guys, I have an idea. So I've been really going into a lot of stuff on what to do for my YouTube channel, how to make it grow. And as you know, that's like a real big push for me right now. So I am going to be experimenting with some new ways to kind of like do my YouTube channel. So I'm pretty excited about it. Okay. Okay, thank you, Sanish. Um so yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, you know. I think it might be cool. Um it really has to do with a lot of how I recorded actually. Before I was kind of like, oh, okay, I will just kind of make it in post, you know, like fix it in post, you know, and um this is kind of me figuring out that, oh no, I need to actually change my perspective on a lot of stuff. I need to do better in my own thing. So that's that's what I'm going to be doing, guys. I'm really excited about it though, trying to change it up. Like I really do feel like I feel like yeah, I think it's going to be good. Omar, what's up, dude? What's up, guys? Yeah. I want to make something that I'm proud of. I make a stream. Yo, Skog, what's up, dude? I'm, you know, my my stuff right now. I'm proud of the um. So basically, I need to start making YouTube videos more specifically and have more of an idea of what I want to do inside the video before I even. Yeah, I did that on purpose. Um, I just need to have more of an idea of what I wanna do in the video before I even do it. So, um, having an idea before I even make the video, and that's what I've been doing on this last couple days. Hey, hi, Michelle. I've been really working on how to do more pre-production, work on my end, so then when we get to the actual show, which which is this, but, like, I haven't recorded the video yet, um, I have it all lined up, you know, so that I can make something that's really quality, and I can't just, oh, nice, NB, you can read it, good. I just made it a little bit smaller. It's at 90th percentile scale, so hopefully you can see that. Um, YouTube needs commitment and quality. Yeah, yeah, Sinish. I think the idea that you can just fix things in post and make it better afterwards is kind of like false. It's a lot of editing, but then it's also a lot of pre-production, like just work going on in before that, and I just wasn't doing that, and I think that that's why I wasn't getting the consistency, and I think it is possible. So, anyway, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna try something out. So, um, so let's begin. Oh, Envy's telling you all to come over to YouTube, and they say thanks. um, okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. I'm an actual university professor. I taught microbiology at a University of California, Riverside upper division microbiology class. And I want to tell you and talk to you about something really interesting that happened. And that's the Streamer University event that just happened. And I think one of the best things that's come about from this thing is Professor Ludwig. Okay. Professor Ludwig. So if you're not aware, why? Why? I hate you. I hate you. I hate everything that you stand for. Um, okay. So one of the coolest things that's happened at Streamer University is Professor Ludwig. I think it's an awesome example of someone really making something and giving back to the community. And Ludwig really tried something different. He really did actually try hard on this thing, and I wanted to go over the best clips from Streamer University in regards to Ludwig and what he actually did, and his real the way that he was giving back to the streamers and really the streaming community at large, because this was obviously all recorded, all available, and I wanted to go through it. So here we go.
Doors will be locked after 5 minutes. You can see your ass to.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
All right, here's the deal. I'm taking my class very seriously. Doors will be locked after 5 minutes.
Which is honestly not that bad of an idea. Just the idea that you have less disruptions. It's very distracting as a professor to have people coming in. It steals the focus, right? All of the other people are now looking at this person, and it's very distracting. If you want to keep a focus, keep a class in your hands. It's a very good professor teaching tactic.
You can see your ass to Dean Sanat. If you are later than 5 minutes, that is a promise. I'm going to announce this now. I'm picking a few of my favorite students who do the best to come to Streamer Games. It's an event I'm doing in a month. If you do well in my class, you will be there. That's all I ask of you. There will be homework every day, by the way. Homework.
Also, guys, fit check, okay? Let's fit check this real quick. So he is in something that is very formal, okay? He's in black shoes. Anything very black is usually more formal in menswear. So gray, pretty formal, black shoes, very formal. But I think that he's making it his own. He's choosing to do this. This isn't a he's not putting this on as a costume, right? He's actually creating something here that is his own image, and I think that that's the coolest thing. And obviously here, guys, your belt needs to be matching your shoes. He's nailing that. So good. I think this is a good intro. This is like the first intro that he's doing, giving it to the class, and I think that it's a good one to do it. All right, now he's in class now.
All right, that's the reality for y'all. The median viewership change year over year was 4 viewers, guys, okay? So what can we do? We can start working on things maybe we're not good at. And I think almost every single one of you in this room, basically without exception,
Streamer U won't save you. +4 median viewers. So you're showing how even attending this thing, we are 1 in a million chance to actually go here. But on average, the last Streamer University, the median amount that have actually they've gained is only 4 viewers. So it's not much. And this is this Twitch stats too. So this is very, very difficult in general. So it's Twitch is notoriously incredibly hard to do well in.
Sucks at YouTube.
That's true.
Let's be honest with ourselves. Raise your hand if you think you suck at YouTube. I looked through almost all your channels, guys.
Wait, dead at?
I looked through all your channels.
Okay, tell me the last thing I posted.
The Mighty BA, you posted your first video. It's pathetic. It's an embarrassment. It's called I Played Fortnite with a Transgender. It has 300.
Dude.
You want to say I didn't do my homework? You're a pathetic excuse for a creator if that's your first video.
Dude, just
I don't want to hear you one more time and mess her out. I'm being serious. What you got for me?
boom. He embarrasses him and then he says he comes back again. You're gonna be out of here. So good. So if you weren't aware, this guy asked, what was my video? Ludwig did watch the video. He actually said the guy's video that he put out, the first video that he got, he was a 1 in a million chance of becoming a person in Streamer U, right? His first video that's going to seize on this moment to actually create, that viral thing that could have a big impact on his account is, quote, I played video games with the transgender. Like, bro, like, come on, man. Like, not only is that offensive, but two, like, as a content creator, what are you thinking? It's kind of like spitting on this opportunity that he has. And unless he's trying to farm that viral kind of like antagonistic, BS approach, which is lame, man. Like, what an opportunity to actually create a, something positive. And, but Ludwig actually watched the video. He actually did watch it. It is clickbait, but honestly, at the same time, like, that it doesn't have anything to do with Streamer University. That doesn't have anything to do with anything, right? He's just creating some nonsense video. Yeah, I thought it was embarrassing for him. Absolutely. All right, next clip. Ludwig's he's really big on this. He was talking about how clip farming on shorts isn't a good way to actually, grow a channel, and he was talking about the top 100, him as the top 95th streamer in the world. He makes $1 million a month. The top 1,000 is $10,000 a month, and then the top 10,000 is $3,700 a month. So $3,700 a month is like below average income for in the United States. So even in being in the top 1,000, you're not actually going to create a livable income by streaming.
Money I make. I'm the 95th biggest streamer on Twitch. I also stream on YouTube. It doesn't include that, but I'm like maybe top 100, somewhere in there, right? These are my metrics. If they line up with yours, okay, then your revenue will probably be similar to mine. I don't stream nearly as much as some other guys. I have 9,500 subs. All right. For me specifically, okay, we're going to go through some expenses that I have. Here's my expenses. This is just the month of June. Everything here is for the month of June. Payroll, $225,000. That is for the 15 employees that I have. Next, travel.
15 employees, and he's paying them $225,000 a month. So they're making a good chunk of change, right? It was like $12,000 a month. Like they're all paid well, which is good. I mean, that's amazing. The editors are where his content's coming from. He says in another video, he does about 1 video per editor a week. So yeah, it's really interesting. Travels the $55,000 a month. That's wild.
$55,000, that's a higher number than normal. I ran an event. I had to fly a bunch of streamers out. That's that travel expense.
Yeah.
Next up, events. That is the production of the event. Nice. Next, marketing. Again, similar for the event. It's another $10,000. Final total for the month of June is just the expenses, what I spent, $359,000.
Wow.
This was just for the month of June, yes. Question?
That's exactly what a 9 to 5 making a year, but yours is good.
That is way more than most 9 to 5 makers in a year, yeah.
Did you see? Did you hear that? Someone's like, "That's what someone not working 9 to 5 makes in a year."
9 to 5 making a year, but yours is
Month of June, yes. Question.
That's exactly what a 9 to 5 making a year, but yours.
That's what someone working 9 to 5 makes in a year. Oh man, dude, that's the problem. Someone I think it was like a Reddit comment or something, and they nailed it. Like back in the day, you had a lot of people that were like exceptional in order to be streamers. You know what I mean? Like Shroud is like one of the best PC FPS shooter gamers in the world, and then he became a streamer, and that's how he became so popular. Um, uh, XQC was the same thing. He was he was on one of the top gaming teams in the world, and then he switched to streaming, and then he was at the top of streaming. But now you have just people that really have done nothing, that really have never been attached to the real world at all, now trying to go into streaming just because they're just a streamer, and it's completely flooded with people like this that are completely out of touch with reality. Like, this person genuinely thinks that the median household income for someone working 9 to 5 is $360,000 a year. Like, how out of touch do you have to be, bro? There's no way.
That is way more than most 9 to 5 just makers. All right, now's the fun part, guys. Now's the fun part. How much do you get to make? How much do you get to make, y'all? All right, this was the event that I did, by the way. That's why some of the costs were higher. The payroll's normal. I did an event called MCSR Ranked. World Championships is a Minecraft speedrunning event. Anyway, let's talk about how much I made. How did I pay for all of that? Well, good news for me. Merch sales. I got $7,800.
Wow.
Not bad. YouTube. That's just the YouTube revenue. This includes YouTube live streams, shorts, and videos. 270,000.
It's wild. Dude, YouTube is legit, man. I mean, YouTube is really such a good way of generating income, because there's so many different avenues to it. You know, you have the ads, you have the super fans, you have the tips, all these different avenues. It's amazing. And they only take 30% of your gifts. TikTok takes 50%. So it is really tough.
Twitch gonna be smaller for me, guys. I do not make as much on Twitch. 57,000. I only run about 6 minutes of ads an hour. I have 9,500 subs. That's about what you make for that. The biggest.
That's crazy. 9,000 subs. 9,000 subs. And I think it's about $4 a sub. So the idea that he's only making so what, like another 20 grand off of the ads in a month. How about Facebook? I don't know, Helen. I don't know what it is. Usually, I don't know what Facebook is right now.
The bulk of my money, though, I made a pivot in my life. I decided I wanted to stop being viewer funded. All right, I did a subathon, had the most subs any streamer did. I had like an average of 20, 30,000 subscribers. I ran a higher density of ads. And then I said, you know what? I don't feel good as a multimillionaire getting these people to pay me money. I didn't like getting 100 gifts. It made me feel weird. I'm gonna start pivoting to get most of my bread from sponsors. That's the biggest cut of this. Okay, I'm a Red Bull athlete. I have an AT&T sponsorship, and I also have an Alienware partnership. These are long-term partnerships. All right, and I do one-off deals as well, as you guys do. This number's 800,000.
Damn, dude, that's crazy. 800 grand in sponsorships. That's wild. But I mean, as the top 100, that is a huge, that's really huge. Lauren, is it more helpful if you tune on YouTube? You can do both, or YouTube's good too. Whatever you want, whatever you feel most comfortable with.
Okay. So the total you can break through 1.1 mil. Okay. Now, this is the flashy number.
Yeah, dude. No, I mean that's the you're not gonna get that though. I mean that's just in June. Yeah, he made 1.1 million just in June. I mean he spent what, 500?
This is the top 100. Why am I showing you this? It is not just a flex, although I am flexing. It is because this is what you get to see. This is what people love to show you. They love to show you the top 100. but you guys aren't top 100. Not all of you, at least. Some of you in this room are. Maybe you want to be. Maybe you'll get there. What does Miss Top 1000 look like? I'm keeping this person anonymous. These stats are real, though. This person is a gamer. They average 1,200 viewers.
Dude, that's good, man. Average viewers 1,200 on Twitch is crazy good. That is wild good. Hours streamed 130. Sub count, yeah, there it is. So 1,600 times 4. Years active 5. Like, this is pretty strong.
All right? They stream 130 hours. Their sub count is 1,600. And if you go to Twitch Tracker, you guys can all do this later, by the way, twitchtracker.com. Look up your Twitch channel name. They will tell you what number you are. If your number is lower, they might tell you what percentile you are in. Okay, top 0.5%, top 0.4%, whatever. Anyway, this is a real person who is in the top 1,000. They're not exactly 1,000, but they're close to it. Right. This is all of their viewership. All right, how much do they make? How much does a top 1,000 streamer get? Sponsorships, $0. Oh. Ask them why. They said they think their agency's ass. They haven't had a deal. Okay, it's a much different.
I mean, that's tough. I mean, agencies, sponsorships and stuff, I think that is a tough find. Like, what are you going to, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of opportunities. I've gotten people reaching out for peptides and stuff for me to, like, be, a spokesperson for them or something. And I'm nothing, you know what I mean? So it definitely is, it's definitely something that, for 0 sponsorships, they're obviously not trying, I guess.
Different number. YouTube, 150.
That's very low. That's very, very low. That person must not be having, like, any type of editing, no type of, like, long form video. That doesn't make any sense that it's that low.
Only 150. They're not posting really long form videos.
Yeah.
They're mostly doing shorts. There's not a lot of revenue coming from the YouTube. They're more of a streamer than a creator with multiple verticals. All right? Twitch, 10,000. That's a good amount of money. That's comparable to what I'm making. I'm making 10,000 as well. All right? And if you go back to the hours a week, that was your question. They stream 130 hours. 130 hours.
130 hours a week. Just gnarly, dude.
For the month, this is all the month of June.
Oh, okay, 130 hours a month. Okay, that makes way more sense.
So in total, this top 1,000 streamer made $10,250. That's a good amount of money, right? Yeah. You make $100K a year being a streamer. That's not bad. All right. Well, let's go one further. Let's go to top 10,000, Mr. 10,000. This streamer.
Variety, average viewer 150. That's good, man. That's good. Still, an average viewer's 150 on Twitch is incredibly hard. Sub count's low, but man, still putting those hours in. But
there's a variety streamer. It's a real person. It's real stats. .com. Look up your Twitch channel name. They will tell you what number you are. If your number is lower, they might tell you what percentile you are in. Okay, top 0.5%, top 0.4%, whatever. Anyway, this is a real person who is in the top 1,000. They're not exactly 1,000, but they're close to. Ask them why. They scored 150 viewers. Maybe some of you in this room average a similar amount. They streamed 180 hours, the most of me or top 1,000. That's their sub count. That's how many years they've been doing it.
6 years.
All right, let's check the revenue for June. Sponsorship, 700. Okay. They actually made some effort to get a deal. That makes sense. They've been doing it 6 years. They have better relationships to get sponsors. YouTube, $0.
Why?
yeah, just not trying at all.
They have no YouTube presence at all.
That's not good, man.
Twitch, $3,000. Grand total, $3,700. All right? Now, I need you to put this into perspective. That is a top 10,000 streamer in the world.
Right.
That is not a small streamer. That is a big streamer. How many streamers are there in the world? Anyone have a guess?
100,000.
Someone give me a guess. 100,000.
Million.
Just in the month of June, how many people went live?
5 million.
Just on Twitch. 5 million?
5 million.
It's not a bad guess, Jason. You're wrong.
Oh my God.
6.2 million people.
That's on Twitch too, right? On Twitch?
And that guy is better than 6.24 million. Top 10,000. And how much is he making? 3,000.
700.
3,000. They're making about 40K a year, right? Roughly 40K a year.
That's without taxes.
And that's top 10,000 in the world. Okay? The numbers aren't wrong. People trick you. They say stream makes a lot of money. It does.
Right.
For me. But this whole streaming system is rich gets richer.
Yeah, it's true. It's really true. It's very true. Yeah, it's very atypical. It's very atypical, the success that he's the numbers that he had, you know what I mean? Here we go. Professor Ludwig gives Streamer University students a great tip on how to improve their thumbnails if they want to grow.
Yes, I'm going to teach you guys a secret. It's Michael Reeves' secret. You're the only people who know about this outside of myself and Michael Reeves. Congratulations. You get to find out. The Michael Reeves method. What Michael Reeves does is when he's debating what thumbnail to go with, he blurs his eyes like this and looks at it.
Oh, shit.
Why? Because when you're looking at a thumbnail on your phone, you're scrolling by really quickly. They're really small. So what does it look like without focusing on it? When you guys were on this one, you're talking about, oh, the jacket looks like this.
Which the question is which thumbnail do you guys think would be the best one? The one on the left or the one on the right? What do you guys think? What do you think? Quick in the chat. L for left, R for right. Which thumbnail do you think is better? What are you thinking? Okay, yeah, it's about 50-50 right now. Left, the yellow pops left, yeah. Right, yeah. So it's interesting, like on the one on the right, you can see his face. It's a little bit more like animated, his face, right? But the problem is that the contrast on the left is just that much better. I think that's why, because it doesn't really matter what it is. The contrast and exactly what Heather's talking about, the yellow versus the different colors, it just pops. And the one on the right, it's hard to know what it is, even though it looks like an F1 clip here. And there he showed the numbers, and the one on the left is statistically better. It's like 60-40 better. So because YouTube can A/B test things now, so we know for sure it's the left is better.
The car in the back has. Those details aren't being picked up by viewer. You don't give a fuck when you're scrolling YouTube. Be honest about yourselves. You're scrolling for half a second. You squint your eyes. Which one looks better now? All right. Now you're like, oh, okay, hold up. I understand the one on the left. Those stick out a little stronger. There's the one on the right's a little vague. What's that thing in the back? It's harder to see. Yes, I'm going to teach you guys a secret.
That's an interesting method. I've been trying to do that with my thumbnails too, trying to see if I can use that to see what would be the better one.
It is inevitable. Okay? It is not probable. It is inevitable. Do we all agree with this? Does this kind of make sense? Yes, we were at Streamer U. Kai Cenat went live. He ended. 500,000 people had to scatter somewhere. They went to the category. You were in the category. Okay? You were at the party. You were at the basketball game. Whatever it is. Okay? These are exactly how it's going to look. If you prepare yourself, it won't hurt as much. It won't feel as bad because you'll know what's coming. 40%. Okay. That is the median Streamer U student from 2025. How many viewers they lost? They lost 40% of their viewers the week after Streamer U. The week after, okay? 87% of the people from last year never hit their peak CCV that they hit at Streamer U again.
Dang.
They never hit it again. That's 87%.
Wow.
Okay? And this is a stat that's probably the saddest to read out. 10% never went live again.
Dang, the percentage of students who never went live again after Streamer University. That's wild. That honestly though, I respect that. I respect that. They saw how like what streamers did or what it was about, and they just didn't, they respected, they were just like, I'm out. I'm done. This is too much, too far, too hard, too fast. Like I mean that's yeah, I mean, that's respectable, I think, even though it's sad, but
Just straight up. It is.
I think the thing is that I think Streamer University and really like going through this and watching these, I like the amount of work and effort that it takes in order to get to someone that is like to Ludwig's level or something like that is truly hard, right? It is a lot of work, and it's like there is a language that you have to put into YouTube thumbnails, and they called it packaging. So it's like the thumbnail, the title, and the first minute all together. How those like that package comes together, and people don't want to play that game. I totally understand why people would not want to play. You know,
50 gifted. If you lose, you owe me 50 gifted.
he's 6'7".
Ludwig!
No,
Fuck is this, Ludwig?
Hey, I'm crazy.
Ludwig,
just only
50,
5.
bro. Hey, Arky, thank you for coming to office hours. Tell your friends. I will. I need my 50 gifted because somebody's in streamer games and I'm sure they would like to show up. They wouldn't like an accident. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're missing a digit. It must have been a clerical error. Yeah. If you lose, you owe me 50.
Damn, that's a yeah. I wouldn't shortchange the professor, especially. But I mean, the problem is like so much of this stuff, and I'm only focusing on Ludwig stuff because he's actually trying to make something good of this. Is so much of Streamer University was just them kind of doing pranks to one another, trying to act a fool and make content, you know? And it was just so frustrating, you know, like watching these videos and this drama, and you're like, what an incredible opportunity to actually like better your game and to actually, you know, bring yourself to another level. And these guys and girls or people are just squandering it, you know? It made me sad.
From what you know about content,
So this guy, Ludwig, tells the mighty BA that his career isn't over despite the hate he received.
do you think I'm fucked?
No,
No.
I don't think so at all.
Got you. You think this shit's like, it could go 180 degrees just the other way?
I think like people love a redemption arc, and I think that time is a beautiful thing. And I think you are 19 years old.
True.
I'm 31 years old.
True.
In 12 years, okay, is this all you will ever be known for? I would hope
Definitely
not. I would think not.
Mhm.
Like, bro, I Show Speed has had one of the biggest 180s
Ever.
in reputation I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I Show Speed, I made a video about it because he used to get into Valorant lobbies with girls, and he would say, what would happen if we were the last 2 people on Earth? Would we procreate? And they would say no. And then he would say, what are you going to do to stop me?
How did that even happen? Like, how do you even like
That's
turn from that?
wild. Dude, talk about rape culture. Holy shit, dude. That is so toxic. Oh my God. What in the like that is so gross. I had no idea about that. That is so insane, man.
That's actually kind of crazy, no?
Because he became somebody who is admirable. He became somebody who I think he wanted to be. He became somebody like who other people were inspired to be, and kept being that every day. And he grew up, and he became more mature. All right, and he connected with people in real life. He literally would meet people in real life, and like the speed that they met was like someone who left a great impression. All right,
I get you.
so he had a crazy 180. But if you asked me when those clips came out, is I Show Speed going to be the biggest streamer in the world? He just performed at the fucking World Cup. God no,
You would have never thought that.
no chance, no universe.
So it is definitely, there's a possibility.
I don't even think there's a possibility. There's a probability if you take the right steps from here on.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, there's definitely like redemption arcs capability. I mean, that happens, but then you do have cancellations across like platforms. I mean, if you're going to be banned off of Twitch, YouTube, you're going to have Venmo, PayPal. Those are going to ban you, then you're probably toast, right? But just some interpersonal stuff where people get like frustrated at you, probably impossible to actually like cancel a streamer, to be honest with you, because you literally have your own capabilities and your own redemption capabilities in the stream, right? You can curate that image however you want. So yeah, I think that I agree there for sure. Ludwig got the best professor award from Streamer University at 2026. There he is. Do the same thing. You see, he put it into his sneakers, but he's still wearing his tie. I hate personally. I hate the sneakers things with dressing it up. Like, there's way better if you're gonna do this. Like, there are better options that are that are sneakers, but are still dressy up. Dressing up, but just wearing like your tennis shoes or whatever with the suit. Just I don't. I would avoid this whenever you can for sure. Um, I think it looks goofy. It looks little silly, but yeah, these are just casual shoes. Yeah, Helen. But there are more comfortable dress shoes. But if your dress shoes aren't comfortable, you probably don't have high quality dress shoes, and or they don't fit well. So if they don't fit well, then your no shoe is gonna feel well. You know what I mean? So I would just fix that at the core.
First off, guys, can we give a big
Dude, I'm honestly really I'm really happy for him that he got recognized here, even within the streamer community, about like how he did put a lot of effort into his lectures. He did it 4 or 5 lectures, and each of them were legitimately like 50 minutes. So it was actually like a lot of. I'm just going over the highlights right now, but there are a lot of like important things to learn from them. So give me a comment on this video down below if you want me to go through those the big points of his videos. But they are he really put a lot of effort into it. He put a lot of due diligence, and they're genuinely some of the best like how-to YouTube videos I think that exist out there now.
round of applause for Kai Cenat. I was a little nervous to do this, Kai. I don't know if you remember, we had a call. I told you I'm too old for this. Kai said, what are you talking about? You're never too old for anything. You're 31.
Is it?
And you guys weren't there, so I said, you know what, you're right, and I did it. And I'm very happy I did. I did not think I would get as emotional as I've been meeting each and every one of you. It's been some of the best parts of my experience talking to you guys who stayed after class, who are engaged, asking questions. It meant a lot to me. So guys, thank you so much, class of 26. You're amazing.
Dude, the crowd reaction to him saying he's 31. It's like it's so weird because when you're 18, you feel like you are a complete adult and that you have all this life experience and all that kind of stuff. But at 30 years old, your brain has just finally matured in the last 5 years, and it feels like at 30 it feels like, man, I'm just starting this. Like, I am just starting to be who I am and figure out like the qualities that I want to imbue within myself, and the things that I want to get rid of, and how to improve myself over time. So it's just so funny, the reaction, like an 18-year-old looking at a 31-year-old, they're thinking like, you're like middle-aged, bro. You're washed up. It's like in reality, the 31-year-old is looking at an 18-year-old, and it's like, bro, you don't even know who you are yet. Like, you don't even know how to process information yet as an 18-year-old. You know what I mean? You're not there. You're not fully there yet. And so to go to someone that has their life, on a track and be like, man, you're old. It's like, yeah, I am in a good way. I am in a really good way older than you. So it's just funny. It's just funny how people reacted to that.
Goes to Ludwig.
You got a streamer
I was a
award.
little nervous to do this, Kyle. I don't know if you remember, it's been some of the
And genuinely, you have put a lot of people onto game without them even having to be here. So thank you, Ludwig, doing all that.
Yeah, dude, that was me, right? That was for me. Like I know I'm like watching these and I'm going, wow, this is like legitimately taking notes kind of thing. I think that it's an incredible like contribution that he made.
The best
fast. I made this mistake. I started a company called Off Brand Productions. The idea was I would make events for other streamers. It was an ambitious project. I hired a team of 30 people. After about 16 months, I lost $3 million.
Jeez.
Who I had run the company did not do a great job letting me know how much money we were losing. My bank account had $1,200 in it. I was at risk of defaulting on 2 companies. I had to sit in a room in front of a group about this big and let them know 2 weeks before Christmas we were gonna let them go. It was not a great experience. Beware of skin.
That's gnarly. I mean, these guys are that's big money problems. You know what I mean? That is big money problems. That's tough. I think I don't know how I would react to a scenario like that. I think everyone basically in this lecture was asking about like scaling up, buying an editor, getting an editor, team together in order to kind of like make things like that. And that is something that I'm looking forward I'm looking forward to doing. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see where it goes, where my stream goes, and what the how we scale up from here, everyone. So we'll have to see. But anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate it. Boom. All right, guys. What's up, guys? What's up, user? Yo, user. Stronger together. Stronger together. Appreciate you. The hearts are here for personal fun. Yeah, I think the YouTube hearts are kind of like a bigger they're just they're not like TikTok where it pushes you onto the FYP. You know what I mean? That's the different. No, vodka. Sorry, I was recording the YouTube thing. That's yeah. I'm trying a new way to record YouTube videos live on here. So I am. Oh, you're good, bro. Um, so yeah, that's I'm trying to figure out how to I better record videos while I'm doing this. You know what I mean? And that's one of the ways. So I'm trying to basically he goes into it a lot like recording separate intros. So a lot of the old YouTube meta was always kind of like putting the best hits or something, in from the video, and then you put that into the first minute of the video. But what happens is for a lot of these new videos, they're actually recording a separate video for the first minute and doing the intro video and then some B-roll and voiceover for the whole video. So it's like it's really interesting. I've been watching a lot of Ludwig's videos and Joe Bart. I had not heard about him until recently, but he's the one of the guys that like really does a really good job of making packaged YouTube clips from his streams. And that's what Lex Friedman does. Kind of. Um, but I think that Lex Friedman does a lot of, he does clip shorts from his longer conversations, but this is specifically having an idea of what I want to say, what I want to talk about, during the video. So having it's basically having the premise before the video's even shot, as opposed to kind of like taking it and just figuring it out as we go along. It's interesting. It really is. It's a different. Okay. All right. I've been trying to figure out how to put this together additionally. All right. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Lauren. Appreciate you.
Let's welcome our debate.
Oh my gosh, 2.5 hours. That debate's gonna be gnarly long. Let's see. One second, guys. Sorry. Oh wow. Let's see this. One second. I'm trying. I wonder how whoever came up with the name YouTube could have imagined how big it would be. I mean, originally it was ads and personals. So that was basically that's what YouTube was at the very beginning. Basically, they wanted to have personal ads, video personal ads, but back in 2004, there was really no way of sending videos over the internet. And so YouTube was made where you were the video that you could send to someone else. So that was the original use of no personal ads as in dating, Heather. As in dating. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Efon. All right. Measles just hit a 35-year record high in the United States with half a year to go. One more time. Measles just hit a 35-year high in the United States, and we still have 6 months to go in this year alone. The United States has recorded more measles cases this year than in any year since 1991, with more than 5 months still left on the calendar. The country logged 2,295 cases as of Tuesday, according to the Johns Hopkins University's U.S. Measles Tracker. That total edges past the 2,200 cases reported for all of last year and is in the highest annual count since measles was declared eliminated in the United States in 2000. The Hopkins figure runs ahead of the federal court. I'm sorry, the Hopkins figure runs ahead of the federal count. Oh, man, I didn't even have this on. This is why I'm asking. Yeah, for real. Hi. Hi, Ness. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to record this one more time. I'm sorry. Measles just hit a 35-year record high in the United States with months to go in 2026. The United States has recorded more measles cases this year than in any year since 1991, with more than 5 months to go left on the calendar. The country has logged 2,295 cases as of Tuesday, according to the Johns Hopkins University's U.S. Measles Tracker. Let's check that out. We have this over here. All right. Why? Um, why? So stupid. No. Ah. All right. Here we go. So here are this is the John Hopkins tracker that they're talking about. Here are the measles cases over time. This is by year. I really wish that they had it shown in the 35 since the outbreak in the late 80s. So 1989 to 1992 was the last big outbreak in the United States that basically created the 2-dose regimen that we have right now. So it is basically the highest since that outbreak. And we have the unvaccinated, which is the 95%. Then you would expect this. So unvaccinated being 95% of the measles cases actually tracks with the 3 to 5% that will naturally evade the measles vaccine. So it tracks. And a lot of these are children, right? So this is the most damning part of this all is that the kids are the most likely to be the victims of these parents that are negligent, right? They're negligent in providing basic health care for their children. And now these children are going to have lifelong medical complications because of these parents. So as you can see, 0 to 4 and 5 to 17, how many of these kiddos have it? It's so sad. I think it's just, here's the state level cumulative. Here we go. So this is what they were talking about. So 2026 is right here, and it actually is so 2026 is right here, and it's actually surpassed where 2025 was this many months into the year, you know? So just super sad, just absolutely atrocious that this is happening. This is cumulative cases by year. These are weekly cases. And you can see, like, look how many these huge numbers. Uh, Measles is so pernicious in so many different ways. It causes immune amnesia, which makes your body more susceptible to other viruses as well. And yeah, a lot of these guys, we know, like, a lot of people will say that, oh, it's because of vaccine hesitancy from the pandemic, and that's what this is. And I do think that is what it is. But the problem is that it didn't impact everyone the same, right? Because the people that were the most susceptible to these vaccine misinformation claims were Republicans. We know this by several polls that basically vaccine skepticism if you want to say vaccine denial, vaccine misinformation runs more rampant with Republicans than Democrats. And look what we can see. It's in the data. So look at South Carolina. We've been following this since when there were 10. When the original outbreak was happening. We've been following this since October. And there you go. So, South Carolina surpassing now Texas. Texas, which was the flatline for the longest time, saying that they didn't have any new cases. Despite we knew that they had some, they basically lied. Texas Public Health lied. We knew that there were new cases coming in, but they just didn't refuse to report it. And then obviously they had to come in and fix that. So it's egregious, right? South Carolina, Texas, Utah, Arizona. Come on, guys. Do we really like? Come on. These are Republican states with Republican governors, Republican governments that refuse to get on board with the fact that vaccines save lives and the measles vaccine is healthy for people. And here's the unvaccinated versus vaccinated numbers, right? We know this, guys. We know this. So just so sad, man. Just so sad. Back to the report here. The total edges past the 2,289 cases reported for all of last year and is the highest annual count since measles was declared eliminated in the United States in 2000. So think about that. In 1989 to 1992, the measles outbreak in the United States comes in. We have a 2-dose regimen, and from 1992 to 2000, it goes from outbreak status to eliminated. Like what else other than the vaccine did that? Think about that. What else other than the vaccine could have done that? Like anti-vaxxers want to say it's it's what? Food? You think that all of a sudden the United States just had a higher quality of food over over 8 years? What changed dramatically in the food in order to cause the elimination of measles during that time? Was there another favorite thing was sanitation. You think that sanitation somehow got really bad in 1989, but then got a lot better between 1992 and 2000? Like, anti-vaxxers are not serious people that are looking at these problems. They're not trying to solve these problems. They're trying to use vaccines as a wedge issue in order to try to eliminate the establishment of public health. That's what it is. The John Hopkins figure runs ahead of the federal count. Its tracker pulls information from state and county health departments and other sources, while the U.S. Centers for the Disease Control updates its tally once a week. As of July 16th, the most recent tally available, the CDC was reporting 2260. Quote, the fact that we've reached this total this early in the year is really a reflection of those large outbreaks earlier in the year, particularly in South Carolina and Utah, because Texas was the other way before. A professor of epidemiology said, the national count will almost certainly climb as more cases are confirmed. Moss said the resurgence should not be viewed solely through the lens of recent political debates over vaccines, he added. And this is the problem, dude. This is the problem. Like, these professors need to get with it. This is the resurgence should not be viewed solely through the lens of recent political debates over vaccines. Come on, man. The age breakdown suggests the U.S. vulnerability has been building for years. About 20% of this year's cases have been children under 5, according to the CDC. Half have been 15 to 19-year-olds and 30% in adults 20 and older. That tells us that this has been years of under-vaccination in some communities, Moss said. This has been years in the making. It is not just the result of one outbreak. Vaccination status points to the same direction. Some 93% of confirmed cases this year were in people who were unvaccinated or those status were unknown. Like, I'm sorry, but I just don't agree with this. like, I understand what he's trying to say, that the vaccination status was low in these groups, but what's happened is that these groups, right? The under 5, we can absolutely contribute that to the politicization, the using vaccines as a political wedge issue, right? Absolutely, right? Half have been in the 5 to 19-year-olds. So think about this. Think of these 5 and 19-year-olds living in a country that constantly, it's a good thing to be vaccinated. It's a thing where your parents get a tax deduction if they are vaccinating you. It's where they constantly hear about it in the news, that how bad measles is and how good it is to be vaccinated, right? What would you do as a parent if your kid was not vaccinated? You would get them up to you'd get them up to date with their shots. You would go to the physician, their pediatrician, and you would say, "Man, I can't believe I missed this. Like, everyone keeps talking about these awesome things like vaccines. I should get my kid vaccinated." But they don't live in that country. What they live in that country is a country of people that, where we have cultures and pockets of anti-science beliefs, misinformation that's rampant, and these adults that are pushing their ideology on these kids and therefore making these kids more vulnerable to things that are going to harm them now and in the future. They say, "Man, I don't think I think I'm okay with my kids being unvaccinated. I think I'm okay with that." So, like, this idea that we shouldn't, like, see it in the eyes of this. This is what I'm saying, like, the science communication, and, like, we have to get better at doing this. Like, this reminds me of, like, the problems that we have with climate science, talking about, like, is this storm because of climate change? Like, can we say that? Of course not. But, like, the fact that all these storms are amassing, and a similar trend, it kind of gives us more ability to understand things, right? Like, if you were, the fact that these people are and how many of the outbreaks are in Republican counties and Republican states. Are we seriously gonna just hand wave that away? Are we seriously not gonna say anything about that? It's just a coincidence? Come on, man. Like, I think that that's so wrong. That's just so wrong. We have to encourage people to just say it like it is. And I think that by coddling these people and these anti-vaxxers for so long, we've given them a way out, right? We've given them a way out. In our culture, we've given them a way out. And now we are seeing these in children who did not consent to these health problems, right? And now our public health is being deteriorated because of that. About 6% of patients, 146 people, have been hospitalized. No measles deaths have been reported this year compared to the 3 in 2025. The current record remains far below that of the 9,600 cases reported in 1991, before widespread vaccination drove measles to historic lows. Well, they created the 2-dose regimen because of this. So it's not just widespread vaccination, it's the 2-dose regimen that specifically is it. State health officials say that the real number of infections is considerably higher than the official counts reflect, and that some fear their outbreaks may never fully end. Yeah, we have got to do better, guys. We have got to do better, and we can't shield these people anymore. We can't shield these people. It's not fair to the 7% of people that are vaccinated that are now going to have to deal with this, that are now going to have for, seven. Oh, thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you. It's just not fair to the 7% of people that are vaccinated that are having their public health taken away from them, right? It's not fair to those people that have immune compromised uh, immune compromised um, systems, right? It's not fair to elderly or young people. These young people aren't consenting to this, and they are being put in harm's way. And we have to stop it. We have to do ways. We have to figure out ways of incentivizing people to vaccinate their kids. We need to figure out how we can tie their vaccination rate, the vaccination status to their child tax credit. We have to go after pediatricians that are not vaccinating their kids. That's the crazy thing to me. Like, we have to figure out ways, like, if pediatricians are not vaccinating, that is a problem, right? We absolutely have to figure out, like I don't I'm not saying like there should be, you know, if it drops to a certain rate, if it's at 90%, that's a little concerning. If it's at 0%, that's very concerning, right? We can obviously say, like, if there's a pediatrician out there that is not vaccinating in any of their patients, let's just say hypothetically that was the case, like, isn't that something that we should kind of like look at? We should kind of like see, kind of like, hey, how could none of your patients be okay with the measles vaccine? How could none of them? Maybe 5% okay, maybe, but how could none of them? Isn't that has to be something there has to be something going on bigger than that. So we need to figure out how to stop this. This is it's not okay. Okay. Dude, thank you for the super chat. Objective ethics. Not following a doctor recommendation vaccination programs for a child should be legislated as child abuse. Should be illegal and demonstrably unethical. Make America vaccinated again. Yes. Yes, exactly. Science for the win. Exactly, brother. No, for real, man. I think it's I was looking into this and I think it's neglect. I think it is I think it's neglect, childhood neglect for sure. Because you're basically um you're pushing harm onto them, you know, that the kid did not agree to. So I definitely think that it's that that it's a problem. Dragon Lord, come on up. We got we got we have him. We have him. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? What's up, brother? Can you hear me?
Tons of feedback.
Tons of feedback. All right. I'll try to get back up when I get headphones.
Okay.
Okay.
Weird. Oh, nice. I looked in the paper we talked about last time. The data set was amazing. I got the Git repo. Nice, dude. Very nice. Thank you for the gift too, Dude Fippy. Thank you, man. Do, 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 do. Why do we need vaccination again? Help me understand what you'd like to happen. So basically, viruses exist. That's why. Yeah, viruses exist, and that's why. I'm 51 years old and have 3 adult daughters and 2 grandsons. I'm not saying no to vaccines, but why push now? I mean, we're having a 30-year high in measles. Like, wouldn't that be a really good time now to do that, to push vaccines? Because we literally have the technology that's already been developed and it's super safe. Why push ever? Because we have public health, man. Because public health is important and we should fight for public health. That's why. Unrealness. I don't know who that is, Fizzle. Thank you though. Let's see. Oh yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, I know who this guy is. He does Unrealness does like these lives that are like MAGA, but then they're not talking about politics a lot. So I've tried watching them, but he doesn't like actually do a lot of interesting stuff. Can you take down the conspiracy theory that we pursued herd immunity instead of herd protection? Paper Cutout Theater, what's up, legend? How's it going, man? RJ. That's okay, that's not what the context is. Okay, I mean, I'm sorry that that is what the reality is. Again, so you don't want to, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Um, did we talk about the herd immunity instead of herd protection? I mean, so the so there is a lot of anti-vax conspiracies that come about, and basically the idea is that you want to vaccinate as many people as possible because vaccines are the fastest way in order to protect the most amount of people, and just because you don't want viruses spreading causes viral diseases cause mutations, cause death, all these kind of things, and you just don't have those in vaccines at all. So that's what the main point is. Um, okay. Let me see. TikTok has here. But if only a specific group is going to get really sick, why not target them first? Why go the long way? Well, we are. Yeah, Apple. We did. Yeah, everyone got vaccinated for SARS-CoV-2. I mean, we vaccinated everyone. Yeah. Don't you think a timely response would have saved lives? Yeah, I mean, the Trump administration did a supremely poor job in the rollout of the vaccine, of the original pandemic. So absolutely. He did a supremely poor job.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, what's up? How's it going?
It's going good. Just interested in this perspective of yours.
Okay.
Primarily curious on how you see data coming out now for like injuries from the vaccine versus deaths from COVID, actually. And that's my primary concern versus measles, because nobody's really died from measles, and not in any significant number for decades.
Yeah, I mean, so okay, so there are no mass deaths from vaccines. That's just a complete lie.
No, you can't
No,
say that. That's
absolutely
irrevocably false.
Nope. That's completely true, and I'm sorry you've been lied
I mean, just
to.
because you say it doesn't mean it's true. You can use all the data. Israel's got full data on that. They did all the studies.
Okay, bud. Okay, all right.
Are you
gonna listen, or are you just gonna repeat your algorithm back to me?
You're repeating an algorithm to me, accusing.
I have a PhD in microbiology. I've studied this for 17 years. Like, you know
So
nothing.
nobody died from the COVID
You know
vax.
nothing. No, they didn't.
So
They
nobody
didn't.
got Bell's palsy.
They didn't.
Nobody had.
They didn't die from the COVID vaccine. They did not.
Okay.
They didn't.
So
You got lied to.
what's the name? What's the name of the heart condition that mysteriously appeared in 30-year-old men across the globe, including football players that were dying on the field in
Dude,
droves
you don't
from
think
forced vaccinations?
you don't think that you don't think that they had any type of heart conditions before COVID?
No, absolutely. There's lots of heart conditions, but it's
Exactly.
not
Exactly,
prevalent
bro.
in 30-year-old men.
Yes, they
It's
do.
almost
Yes, there
unheard
was.
of
Yes, no, there
for
are.
healthy,
No,
fit.
you're wrong.
Okay.
They're wrong.
So
You're wrong.
go ahead.
So they do have those. They have congenital heart defects all the time. It happens. People die.
In healthy 30 to
Yes.
40-year-old men.
Yes,
What's
people
the
die. Yeah.
what's the increase prior and post vaccine in that condition globally, do you think?
Dude, you realize that it's higher with SARS-CoV-2 than the vaccine, right? If you were worried, if you're worried about heart conditions, there is a new paper that just came out showing that you actually have protective heart. The COVID vaccine literally protects your heart.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never heard that. But what I did do is I read the Pfizer data dump, and I've seen the statistics on numbers of people that have died from healthy people in their early 30s and 40s die from what's it called? What's the heart condition called? Myocarditis. Not to mention, my father had a heart attack, 2 of them within a month of getting his COVID vaccine booster. I have a friend that
he probably got
45-year-old.
He probably got
Yeah.
COVID. He probably got COVID, bro. That he probably got COVID. Yes.
Everybody I know got COVID, and we were sick
Yes.
for a couple of days.
Yes.
Nobody had myocarditis until they got the vaccine.
No,
But
that's not wrong.
the
That's not
data
right.
is
That's
out
not
there.
right.
The
No,
data
no,
is
even
everywhere,
no,
dude.
no. There's a lot of algorithmic slop out there, and people are lying to you. That doesn't mean that you know what the data is, because
Okay,
if
what is all cause mortality rates?
do you realize that you already got a misinformation flag?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Myocarditis rates, again, myocarditis rates are higher with SARS-CoV-2 than the vaccine. That's just the reality. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. Like, I don't understand why it's hard for people to understand this. The myocarditis rates are 700% larger with SARS-CoV-2 infection than the vaccine. If you're worried about adverse heart conditions, you get the vaccine. You do. Here's the actual data and not some algorithmic slop. COVID vaccination cut risks of adverse heart events, large study finds. Vaccine may be cardioprotective, especially for older adults and those with comorbidities. This is out from June 2026. Recent COVID vaccination appears to have broad cardioprotective effects, according to a new study which found that reduced risks of event like heart attacks, stroke, hospitalization, and death in people who have received the vaccine. The study, published in JAMA on Monday, along with several other COVID-related papers, followed more than 1 million veterans who received flu vaccinations at the VA in 2024, and about a third of them also received a COVID vaccine. So it's just like, it's so like, who funded the study? What are you talking about, bro? Why do you think, like, the idea that you know enough about medical papers in order to even understand like, to assess proper due diligence of funding? Like, you don't know anything, bro. Funding and support. This research was funded by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Conflict of interest disclosure, none reported. There was no mass death. There is no mass death from the COVID vaccine. This is the nonsense that has been shown in all these conspiracy theorists' brains, and none of them have planned. None of them have happened. None. like we just don't see it. Remember, we were supposed to see, well, I'm not going to get a COVID vaccine because everyone's going to die in a month, in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years, in 5 years. And now we're 5+ years out, and nobody is dying from vaccines, guys. Nobody is. So you're just like, I'm sorry, people lied to you on the internet, but I am not lying to you. The science is what it is. That's what it is. You can either support the science and understand the science and what it is, or you can believe Joe Rogan and these nonsense podcast bros that have no way of actually understanding what's happening in the world other than conspiracies. Okay? You can come to reality and you can realize that viruses exist, that diseases come from them, and that we should vaccinate people in order to stymie, these deaths in young and older people specifically, mostly, or you're just okay with killing kids. That's it. Dude, my best, yeah, exactly, Dragon Lord. Every single Republican I debate knows someone or thinks they themselves has 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 uh has has died. Like every single one, bro. The CDC says the vaccine killed, well, you said it was less than 20 and now less than 10. So again, so there were really weird adverse effects from the DNA based vaccines that were pulled, and they were pulled. So that's just that's just what it is. Like the DNA based vaccines had some adverse effects more so than what we thought, and that's why they were pulled pulled quickly. I'm sorry. Dude, a Dragon Lord, the problem is that you are not vaccinating now against measles and other vaccines, and it's not just COVID vaccine. So you guys always say like, "Oh, you're on your 10th booster," but bro, like you guys aren't even getting 2 shots that give you lifelong immunity to measles, and you're putting everyone at harm. Like you're that selfish of people. Bro, what? No, so no one died directly from getting the COVID jab. The only ones that did are the ones from the DNA-based vaccines. That's just what it is, man. I'm sorry, but that, like, anyone that's telling you otherwise is lying to you. There is no definitive evidence that the mRNA lipid nanoparticle vaccines caused mass deaths. Zero. Zero. Have you read the Pfizer data dump? The fact that you're even calling it a data dump just shows that you don't like there. It's definitely some editorialized thing, bro. Like you realize that Pfizer and Moderna had to release all of their data like they all of it exists. So the idea that there's a data dump, like you already, I can tell that you were lied to about it, that they were withholding information, and now that's out there now. It's just, it doesn't exist, bro. Like, I'm sorry. People lied to you. So someone released a bunch of data from a FOIA request that they had for Pfizer? Like what is it? Like what are you talking about? So it's apparently it is claimed the evidence was stolen data was found from early, this is from January 2021. Like what are you talking about? Like you think so again, you're discounting the last 5 years of data that we had versus data that's been available since January 2021. No, listen to what I'm talking about, bro. After January 2021. January 2021 is when the vaccine was released to the public, bro. There's been 8 billion dosages of the COVID vaccine since that date. So if you were right, okay, and the vaccines were causing harm to people, there would be millions of people that are dead. And that just doesn't exist. That's not true. Okay? Millions of people have not died from the vaccine. They knew it wasn't safe. It is safe, and it was safe, and it continues to be safe. And the mRNA lipid nanoparticle, the vaccine, is incredibly important and good. It's actually one of the best vaccines that we have. And if you actually had cancer or something like that, you were going to have a gene therapy that is given to you through the COVID mRNA lipid nanoparticle template that they have. So again, it doesn't make any sense. Half the deaths were from the vaccine, not the virus. Okay, Dragon Lord, you're tilting at windmills, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is wild to me, man. And the public don't even trust the word vaccines. I set the tone. That's not right. The public does trust vaccines. You're wrong. It's just Republicans. It's just the Republicans that don't trust vaccines now. Republicans versus Democrats vaccination rate. It's just let's see. There was a poll. Like, come on, dude. Like, wow, guys, look at the vaccination rate. I wonder, okay, so all the anti-vaxxers in chat, okay, why is measles spreading? Why is measles spreading if it's not vaccine and it's not vaccination status? Why is it spreading then? Why is it spreading in the Republican cities and counties where people are unvaccinated? Think about that. Doesn't make any sense, dude. It's not just Republicans. Yes, it is, bro. I'm sorry. I got a flag for misinformation. I don't care, guys. I don't care. I'm going to talk what I want to talk about, and if TikTok bans me, then they ban me. I don't care. Protect the live, guys. Donate, please. Thank you. People don't like vaccines, period. But bro, it's again, like, why are the Democratic states 15-20% higher than the other states? I'm out. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. I love it. Oh, heck no. I spent the last year in hospitals and nursing homes, and nanotech is killing people. What are you talking about? Like, I literally got my PhD in nanotechnology. You're probably the only person in your life that actually has used nanotechnology. Like, what are you talking about? It's not just Republicans, it's the left as well. Dude, I'm sorry, bro. That's just not right. I'm like, that's just not correct. Like, the childhood vaccine are not supported by Republicans specifically. It's not like, look at this. Like, look at this, guys. I mean, like, what are you talking about? It's not don't make this political. Like, what are you talking? Look at this. Look at, since 2019, this is what we're talking about with the measles case specifically too. This is it. Since 2019, Republicans and Democrats have diverged on their views from the MMR vaccine. Benefits outweigh the risks. From 92, we were both in the same in 2019. Okay. 2019, we were the same. And then guess what? Wow. Democrats are at 92 and Republicans are at 78. Preventative health of vaccines and the benefits are high or very high. 80% versus 62 Republicans. Risks of side effects is high or very high. We were the same. We were at 10% cumulatively before, Democrats and Republicans. Now it's doubled in Republicans. Why do you think that the Republican rates have doubled? Good. Why would you say good? Why would you say good? When you said specifically it wasn't about politics and that I shouldn't bring politics into this, and then I show you that Republicans are willfully ignorant and it's causing people harm, and then your response is good. Imagine that. Imagine being excited that kids are dying. Like, what is wrong with you? Genuinely. Don't worry about the Dem states, they'll bend the knee. Guys, you guys don't worry about the Dem states, they'll bend the knee. Bro, you don't have to worry about Republicans bending the knee because you guys are fighting yourselves to lick up any cum drop that's left on Trump's shoes after his ooze flows out of Putin's asshole. So don't fucking come here and talk to me about Democrats bending the knee. When you guys literally are infecting yourselves with diseases to own the libs. Like, what is wrong with you? Look at Republicans continue to slide. People are like, oh, don't make this political. Don't make this political, bro. Republican support for school MMR vaccine requirements continues to slide from 79% in October 2019 to 52% in October 2025. Don't make this political, they say. Look at the Democrats. All the same, bro. All the same. Like, what, like, hello? Why do I care about the Republicans getting the jab? Because if they are unvaccinated, they spread the disease, even if they are to us, the vaccinated people. They harm people. Oh, I'm sorry, Hazel. I don't want the Republicans to unalive themselves. No, I don't. And I've said this, I set the tone. I've said this for a year now. I have literally videos of me saying this. I'm sorry, but Republican lives matter. It doesn't matter to me if Republicans want to kill themselves in order to own the libs. That's not a good thing because they are dying because they have been misinformed, and that's not okay. That's not okay. Their lives still matter. Republicans are still our uncles, grandfathers, fathers, brothers, or sisters. The idea that they are being completely taken over by PSYOP propaganda is not okay. It isn't okay. You have the vaccine, can you still get the disease? Yes. Yes, Sunshine. Yes. 7% of people that have the vaccine can still get the disease. Yes. It's also the part of a long history of foreign intelligent disinformation. True. We know that Russia was pushing anti-vax disinformation since 2016, specifically. It's true. Oh, I thought that the left hates MAGA. I do. I think that they're traitors. But you guess what? It doesn't matter to me if you're a traitor. You shouldn't be. You should live in order to see justice under the law. Okay, I don't just because they're being taken advantage of. I think the MAGA politicians should be living long enough in order to seek justice. Right? We should have justice under the law for what they've done, and part of it is what they're doing with the vaccine schedule. This is what I feel like RFK, Trump, all these people should be held accountable to the vaccine harms that are happening. It's like we live through two different realities. No, Dragon Lord, there is one reality, and you have been influenced by your social media algorithm into a false one. That is that is what it is, man. I'm sorry. Like there is reality that we can show through science, that we can show through um, testable hypotheses, and there's not. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Um, Trump has always been vaccine hesitant. Before COVID, he believed that MMR caused autism. He still believes it, even though it's hella debunked. Yeah, I think RFK was a rabid anti-vaxxer even since the early years, for decades now. But I don't know if Trump has been. Trump still gets the vaccine. Trump actually gets vaccinated currently. He gets it yearly. So I don't think that he's anti-vaccine as much as he's power hungry, and he just wants to yield vaccines as a political weapon in order to win elections. Trump is so dedicated in this nonsense, and that's where we are. Yeah, Bobby, remember that he was trying to hide being vaccinated? Yes, he did. Yes. The only way that I mean, when he got, I mean, it was bad when he was really going in there the first time. Apparently, it was very bad. Um, how is Trump power hungry? I don't remember what. What? Here, there is the data for you. I get Smith. I don't know. I don't understand where you're getting it from. What? The vaccine is only 28% effective? Which vaccine? Dragon Lord. Oh my God. Wow. Even if it was the most malicious thing possible, let's say that the Pfizer January 2020 data is completely malicious. Like, okay, take the Moderna one then. Take the Moderna vaccine. This whole idea is it's just nonsense, man. It was ineffective of the COVID vaccine? No, dude, you're completely wrong. The the Moderna vaccine was one of the most efficacious vaccines that we've ever had. The Moderna, like God, it's the writing of this stuff is unbelievable, bro. Like it really blows my mind how people have been. Guys, here it is. Here's the original study, the efficacy and safety of the mRNA SARS-CoV-2 vaccine. This is from December 2020. Okay, here it is. This is it. It's not the Pfizer one, so that means that Dragon Lord trusts it. The mRNA vaccine showed a 94% efficacy at preventing the COVID illness, including severe disease. Like, bro, like right here, this is what it is. This is from the actual original article publication. Like 20% effectiveness. Like, what are you talking about? Like, bro, in what world? Like, you can sit here and you can say all this nonsense about the COVID vaccine, and you can go into that whole rigmarole. Do it. It says it right here, the New England Journal of Medicine. Publication by who? It's the publications by the New England Journal of Medicine. That's who put it out. Like, you don't even understand how you don't understand how publications work, bro. Like, it's just crazy, dude. Like, you guys have no, like, what do you say? Like, all these anti-vaxxers in chat, what do you guys say to the measles cases that are happening right now? Okay, Jem, come on up. The New England Journal of Medicine used Pfizer's data that they released. Bro, this is Moderna. Moderna and Pfizer are different. They're completely different vaccines. Like, bro, like, what do you like, bro? Like, you're wrong. Like, you're just wrong. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And how, like, let's give you the COVID vaccine. Let's just give it to you. And I shouldn't, but like, let's just say I do. Like, in what world is it not, is it okay now to just let measles spread? Like, what, you hand waved that. You didn't care about that. You didn't care about those people that were actually, like, that were getting sick from measles. So you're just letting viruses win. You either, guys, you are either on team human or team viruses, okay? And you are, the anti-vaxxers are choosing viruses over humans. I, as a scientist, choose humans over viruses, okay? And vaccines are the best way that we have of fighting viruses. That's just the reality. You either accept viruses exist and you choose humans over them, or you're a anti-vaxxer and you don't care about human life. That's it. There's only two roads forward. The COVID vaccine literally came out in early stage around mid-21. The data for that isn't even good to go by. It literally can be, and we have it. I just showed it to you. And it didn't come out there. It mid 2021. It came out January 2021, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Like, natural immunity is way okay. It's not. It's not. Natural immunity is not way better than any vaccine. It isn't, because you can die from getting a virus. You can't die from a vaccine. That's just what it is. Nobody's dying from the MMR. Exactly. They have to deny germ theory, hashes. Yeah, exactly. They have to. Because in their mind, if viruses don't exist, then they don't have to worry about the vaccines. So that's it. They painted themselves into a corner where now they don't believe that viruses exist. It doesn't make any sense. Dude, I'm just like destined to have the same conversation for the rest of my life. It's like so wild to me, dude. It's so sad. Oh. Like I don't like what is the point? Can we all put all the non-vaxxers in one state, please? I please, please, bro, check the all cause mortality for the nations with the highest vaccination rates. Bro, like you gotta lay off the blow with John Jr. Okay, you gotta lay off of it. It's just causing brain damage, bro. You can literally look at the amount of vaccines and the all cause mortality, and it shows more vaccines is better for people. Like you're just wrong, man. And why aren't you going over to I dare you. Why don't you go over to South Africa right now? Go if you don't believe that Ebola exists and you don't believe that viruses do harm, why don't you go over and be a healthcare worker? Why don't you go over there? If you don't think that viruses are cause any harm and you don't that you think that your multivitamin is going to protect you against viruses, go over to Africa right now and be a healthcare worker in the heart of an Ebola outbreak. And why don't you go handle some dead bodies while you're at it? Go ahead. I don't see any of you doing that. I don't see any of the naturopath, pseudoscience, bullshit artists going over and putting their life on the line. It's always other people's. It's insane. So here we go. Here's exactly what you're talking about, by the way. I hate my life. Here it is. Here it is. COVID vaccines versus COVID-19 deaths. December 2020 to August 2024. Daily new COVID deaths per million. Okay, on the left, daily new COVID deaths per million on the left-hand side, okay? On the bottom, cumulative COVID-19 vaccinations per 100 people, doses per 100 people, okay? So as you have more, see how the line's going down like this? It's going down because you have less deaths as you have more vaccinations. Like, see how you have all these peaks? See how all these Paraguay, Czechia, Hungary, Paraguay, see how all these huge humps over here on the left-hand side? That means that they have not a lot of vaccines and they have a lot of deaths. Objective ethics, dude, thank you so much. Yes, exactly. Michael's 100% right. Vaccines tell your immune system to produce antibodies. Your immune system protects you when prompted by the vaccine. Exactly. Exactly. It's unironically, it's vaccines that are the all natural cure, actually. It genuinely is. It's exactly right. Michael's exactly right. You get vaccinated and that trains your immune system to fight that. Like it is the all natural way. This measles outbreak story, has it hit mainstream media? Because I haven't heard it till now. I set the tone. I mean, I've been covering it since October, man, but I'm a microbiologist, so I'm kind of like I mean, people have been talking about it, but yeah. I mean, guys, this is the exact, you guys, the anti-vaxxers want me to point to, this is what they wanted, right? This is what they wanted to look at right here. There it is. The amount of COVID vaccines per million people. See how it goes down? There isn't a bunch of, so if if it was correct, okay, that vaccination rates gave the most amount of harm, right? It would be the other way. It would be all the humps would be over here on the right-hand side. You'd have everything going up, but you don't. It's not that hard, guys. It really isn't. Oh man. I try, I swear, I promise you, I make sure that this all works, and then it didn't work. Oh, you know what it was? One second. Oh, shoot. Sorry, one second, guys. Boom. Okay, guys. So this is the graph, okay? Yeah, RFK did kill those people in Samoa. It was insane. Directly. Okay. What? Oh my gosh, I hate when this doesn't work. Okay, sorry. I'm really being obstinate right now. I refuse to give up on this dream. Okay, guys. Okay. Okay. Okay, whiteboard, this. Whiteboard 3. Perfect. Okay. All right. So this. All right, we're gonna read this right here. Okay, see this? This is the graph. Okay, so this graph right here has that's what this is. Okay, This is dead. Oh, no, can't. Mm. Number of vax on the bottom. And this is dead. Okay? If you have low vaccines, okay? Let's just think about this. Right? This is going to be what? You're going to have low vax, high death. Right? Low vax, high death right here. Here, low vax, low death. Right? Here, you're going to have high vax, high death. And over here, you have high vax, low death. Okay? Right? These are the 4 quadrants, right? That you're going to have. The amount of people that have died, the amount of vaccines that you have, okay? And look at what happens. What is the hypothesis that they're talking about? Where are we in the US? We're really bad. We're in the should be better zone. So where would we be if the vaccine is causing all the deaths? Where would we see it? Right? Where would we be? We'd be in this quadrant, right? We'd be in that quadrant. All the numbers would be in this quadrant because all the vaccines are causing the death, right? So you would see it in this portion of the graph. You would see a bunch of lines going up here and then ending here. Or they would go, you wouldn't have any for low vaccines if they didn't have any vaccines. And then you'd have huge amounts in this region right here coming to this thing, right? Do you see that in this graph at all? Do you see it at all? On the top right of the graph, do you see anything? No. No, you don't. It's going this way. The numbers like going like this. It's going like this. This way, down, 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 down. It's going this way. Down this way. Because as you have more vaccine, you have more death, less death. It's right here. Right? As you have no vaccines, you're going to have a lot of people getting into the high death count, and then you're going to come in, and then the vaccine is going to be able to come in like that. That's what you see, right? That's literally what you see here. That's what all these things are. Look at all of these people, all of these countries. That's why all these lines are in the top on the left-hand side. And once you have vaccines, you have people that aren't dying. That's what this is, guys. That's what this is. So like, come on, man. It's embarrassing, guys. It's embarrassing. I don't think it matters if we overlay it, but that'd be great. Be great if you could. It's okay. We try. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I've tried. I've did my best. I did my best. Okay, here we go. This. Okay. We need a vaccine for the less educated. Thank you, user. Thank you. They don't believe the data. I know. That is so true, isn't it? I mean, that's the big problem, man. It's like it doesn't matter whatever narrative that they want, they go to. You know, that's just what it is. Chase teaches physics. What's up, dude? Just finished my rough draft for the paper we talked about last time. Let's go, dude. Wrapped it up while chilling with Dr. Greg live. Let's go, dude. Chase teaches physics. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I will take an honorable mention at the bottom of the paper. Who funds the data? Oh my God, bro. Like, you think that that's an own. You think that that is an own. Who is doing the studies to show that vaccines aren't causing any harm? You're saying who funds the data doing these studies? At least vaccines are being studied. None of the nonsense that you're talking about is being studied at all. People always make a huge deal about this, that pharma is funding research and funding studies. At least pharma is doing studies on their stuff. That you don't understand the hoops and the hurdles that they have to clear through independent adversarial reviews in order to understand that that's not even that big of a deal. But the fact that you think that there are that studies are being done is a bad thing shows that you are absolutely like allergic to well-studied good research. That's the wildest part, man. Like, I'm sorry, but yes, the Pfizer and Moderna, yes, there were studies done on their products. That's a good thing. No, it's not. You don't even, bro, you've never published in a single thing in your life. You are not a peer-reviewed author. You have no idea what's going on. The data does not show whatever the person is funding it. It doesn't. You're just wrong, dude. You're saying again, whatever the algorithm slop pushed towards you. No, you're not. It's not true. You're just a parrot. You've never published anything, and you never will. You're never going to be a peer-reviewed author. You're never going to add anything of value to the scientific community. You're never going to be able to understand or read any of these papers that they publish with any type of expertise. You're not. Even, bro, I could give you the PCR data and you wouldn't even know how to interpret it. You would not know how to read a qPCR CT value. You don't even know what that is. And it's like, and people think it's some own. Like, bro, it's the opposite of an own. You're self-owning. What ingredients are in a virus? You didn't read the Pfizer data. You don't know what the Pfizer data is. You didn't even read the study that actually came out. How would you know what to look for? It's just wild to me. The point is that the market we're driving into is dire, and I genuinely want to help and we see you care, but okay. F1, I see you. 1, vaccine shows that the immune system, a harmless, inactive piece of unfamiliar virus to teach the immune system what to fight. This minimizes potential and when the virus enters your body. Exactly. Yeah, it's a small inactive portion of the virus. Exactly. It's a small piece of antigen that allows your body to create that information that your body needs to fight. Don't let misinformation cloud your judgment so you get hurt from the live virus. Yes, exactly. See Objective Ethics, thank you for the super chats and the gifted subs, brother. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, man. You're a legend. It's okay not to know, but there has to be trust in the experts. Exactly, bro. Like it's wild to me for someone to come in and be like, I read the data. You don't even know, you don't even know, like, tell me what a PCR is. Tell me what the ingredients of a PCR are. Saying we're wrong doesn't make you right. That's fine. I mean, but I'm telling you, as someone that does understand these things, right? Like, I can tell you definitively that the science is only one way on these issues. Like, I don't have anything to gain by lying. Trust me, if there was some massive cover up, as an independent scientist with all the capabilities, I've published in some of the best, most prestigious journals in the world. Okay, I would help you make something, make a publication that would expose this stuff. I would help you, and we would split the Nobel Prize. But it's not. But it's not. You don't understand the molecular biology. You don't understand the microbiology. You don't understand the nanotechnology. You don't understand the genetics. You don't understand like these things, which is fine. And I'm not saying that you should or you have to in order to have a well-formed opinion, but you have to at least take those into consideration. And just saying that, oh, I've read all the data. It reminds me of like someone I was debating them one time and they're like, I've read everything that there is on evolution and I know that it's false. And I'm like, damn, bro, I'm an evolution major and I haven't even read everything that there is to know on evolution. That's a wild claim to say that you've read it all. So the idea that you've read all these leaked documents and somehow you understand this. You should make a drum and bass song about it. Nanotechnology, microbiology, virology. Does any weakened systems autoimmune disease have complications associated? Usually, if you have a weakened immune system, for any vaccine that you can get, you actually want the biggest dose possible. So for lots of people that are elderly, they actually get a larger antigen dose than normal vaccines. I'm not a physician, not medical advice, but that is what usually the course of action is. Yeah. Make sure you get your why would you say that as it's an own? It just shows how absolutely like ideologically trapped you are. Bro, make sure that you show up every November to vote for Trump, bro, until the end of your life. It's every November, dude's gonna write in Trump. At least I didn't take a booster, but I'm gonna vote for Trump every single year for the rest of my life just because I'm gonna own those libs. I'm gonna own them. Like, bro, like the conspiracy theorists weren't correct a single time during the it's just I'm sorry. They weren't correct. And I'm sorry. People lied to you. I'm not lying to you. Continue voting for Trump though. Go ahead. Oh my gosh, physics, I can't imagine, dude. Chase, I can't imagine the 6,000. I have a scheduled debate now for someone we're doing Adam and Eve versus creation versus evolution coming up. So got another one. I know, F1. Yeah, when we look at the data, independent global health consensus is clear. Exactly. Bobby plus. Dr. Greg minus, Bobby plus. Um, bro, you're a Trump supporter for sure. It's okay. Guys, this is the whole thing. I love it. Do you remember what I was saying? Like they're gonna MAGA, the whole next level for MAGA is gonna say they're gonna be like, oh, I wasn't actually MAGA, guys. I just voted for him 3 times, but I wasn't like a big Trump supporter or something. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen. People are gonna be like walking it back. They're like, oh, I didn't. No, it's not. I didn't love him, but I voted for him. Yeah. Would I vote for him again? Yeah. Would I vote for all Republicans? Yeah. I've never been MAGA. Sure, dude. Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't, you're MAGA. It's okay. If you need any physics help or young Earth BS, let me know. I've done some math on it. It completely destroys their view, even by their own standards. Oh, nice, man. Okay. All right, guys. Let's see. Okay, measles, done. I'm actually really happy. This whole thing is actually happening. It's working really well. I have like these segments I have planned and they're going well. It's a good idea. It's cool. Okay. Here we go. I sound crazy with that voice? What do you mean? What voice? Thank you, Dragon. Thank you. I'll take it. Hey, hey, honestly, the some of my biggest fans are Republicans because they respect the fact that I'm honest and authentic. So I appreciate it genuinely. I was trying to say, never gonna convince Dragon Vax is good, not worth any more of your time. I mean, Bobby, it's still important to engage just because the questions that they have are still other questions that other people would have, you know? So that's the thing. I think we're gonna go to a new segment right now, but yeah. Shingles, I need to get just received the hepatitis, but the tinfoil hat. I know. You're not wrong, Bob. You're never wrong, Bobby. You're never wrong. I don't know what teriology is. I set the tone. Yeah, just honestly, the best way is just to tell them to for you to do it. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, gene-edited babies are now closer to becoming a reality. It's true. Check it out. The ethical debate is far from settled, however. Pioneer gene editing treatments are already in clinical use, saving lives and easing the pain of devastating genetic diseases. However, the growing number of patients receiving these treatments still run the risk of passing their disease-causing mutations to their children. So basically, you have multiple genomes in your body. So for me, I have the genome in my testes and in my skin cells and all the other cells. But once they've differentiated, they're different. It's called somatic versus germ line. So my testes is going to be my germ line, and which I'd pass on to my kids. The somatic genome is everything else. Scientific consensus and the law in 70 countries has long acknowledged that it's too dangerous to use the powerful technique for human germline editing, the process of manipulating human embryo DNA to avoid genetic diseases and prevent them from being passed down from one generation to the next. Funny to know, it is not the law in the United States that you have to. Human gene editing is legal, by the way. It is legal in the United States. New research, however, has found that it's now possible to edit the DNA of human embryos with unprecedented precision, suggesting that human germline editing might be possible in relatively near future. Scientists, however, warned that significant obstacles remain before they reach the point where it's possible to safely edit viable human embryos. Yeah, we have dozens of human trials right now with editing diseases outside of out of your genome of the cells that have already differentiated, right? So we have childhood leukemia that's been basically edited out of a kiddo's a genome. One administration of the medicine, and within 6 months, they were leukemia free, and it's been like that for years now. So, really interesting and awesome research that's happening. Quote, this is a David R. Liu's lab in Harvard and Broad Institute. He's doing amazing work. Quote, 6 years ago, I thought the use of gene editing in human embryos was a non-starter, said Amanda Clark, a professor of molecular and cell developmental biology at UCLA and director of the UCLA Center for Reproductive Science. This work restores the possibility that gene editing for therapeutic purposes could be possible with IVF embryos in the future. Clark, who wasn't involved with the research, said in an email, lab research on human embryos, usually donated by in vitro fertilization patients, remains strictly regulated in most countries and is usually only permitted for a period of 14 days after the embryo's creation. It's also unclear how supportive public attitudes are towards gene-edited babies. Beyond questions of medical safety, skepticism is largely driven by ethical questions around cutting edge technology's potential use in creating so-called designer babies whose genes are edited and intentionally selected for desirable traits. I think there's a big difference, and people kind of put these together, but like the idea of fixing errors or diseases versus enhancement. And I would say that designer babies is squarely on the enhancement side. I would say that we shouldn't let the cringeness of designer babies cloud our ability to stop people from living higher quality of life by taking diseases out of their bodies. I don't think any of the kids that are born that are gene edited that have the disease removed are going to say, "Oh man, I wish I had this life debilitating disease instead." For the record, I mean, I have kids. I would never would have wanted them to be designer babied, right? They're all different in a different way. I would not want to change that. And yeah, I think that it's a little weird that people do, actually. Sharpening a blunt tool. Look at that. Look at this microscope. Just working on the microscope. You can see on the right-hand side there's the monitor. And pretty cool, huh? She's performing base editing. So basically, she's not doing the base editing. She's not performing the base editing. Basically, what she's doing is she's injecting this stuff, the technology inside the cell, but that's how it's done. The gene editing technique known as CRISPR-Cas9 it's not Cas9 anymore. This is kind of another anathema. The Cas9 is like the native cutter that came with CRISPR in the bacteria stage. There's lots of different Cases, lots of different, like over a dozen that we know, at least. There's dozens of different CRISPR systems, so there's so many different types of cutters. Basically, think about how many scissors exist in the world, right? Different types of cuts, different sizes. Same thing with Cas. So Cas9 is the endonuclease that is doing the work, but it's not a regular Cas9 that's doing this work. It's the regular Cas9 has a lot of problems with it, and that's actually been the big breakthrough to make these super specific, super primed for these types of applications. So it actually isn't Cas9, and that's why it's so cool. But the problem is everyone kind of, the editor saw CRISPR-Cas9 here and just put it in there. So it's, you see this a lot with like popular science writing, unfortunately, but it's okay, whatever. The gene editing known as CRISPR-Cas9 is used in laboratories around the world and has revolutionized scientific research, allowing scientists to edit the genomes of living organisms for biotechnology and medical research. In 2020, 2 scientists devised the technology, won the Nobel Prize, and the US FDA approved the first 2 gene therapies for sickle cell disease, a debilitating and life-shortening inherited red blood cell disorder that disproportionately affects African Americans. But in some respects, CRISPR-Cas9 is a blunt tool. When the technology edits DNA, it creates a double-stranded break at the target site of the helix, and when used to modify human embryos, several studies have shown as a result of large and unintended changes, possibly the result of an entire chromosome. Yeah. So, yeah, but they don't, that's why they also don't do it. Basically, the CRISPR-Cas9, this is right, that it does do the double-stranded break, but that isn't what is, that's not what it is now. Okay, they go into this. The potential for unknown health effects is one reason why the scientific community condemned the work of Chinese researcher Jianku, who revealed in 2018 the existence of 2 girls who had been born from embryos he said had been modified using CRISPR-Cas9 to make them HIV resistant. He received a 3-year jail sentence in 2019 and has been released. He did not respond to comment for a request. Modifying a single letter of DNA. Okay. Yeah, they're going to go into the actual technology here. Good. So this is what I was talking about. Yeah, when it first came out, 2018, so the real big formative paper, DiCarlo et al. 2013, which is the Saccharomyces cerevisiae paper, that showed the world, because before people had known about CRISPR since 2008 is when Jennifer Doudna made the big like discovery that you could actually change the guide RNA sequence and actually point this to different parts of the genome. But then it really took about 5 years for the George Church lab in Harvard to put it all on one plasmid, one easy, a way to deliver this cargo. And then also, yeah, it's basically making it a single package deal. And basically the different patents were used on different stuff. The Broad and the Harvard patent is in regards to humans, and the bacterial and everything else is with the University of California because of that. So a newer, more precise form of CRISPR, known as base editing, can change a single letter of DNA at a time. Yeah, and that's what David R. Liu does specifically. He used directed evolution in order to create this new CRISPR variant. Base editing was used for the first time in 2022 clinical trial to modify the immune systems of a UK teenager after doctors exhausted all of their options to treat her form of leukemia. Hey, that's what I was talking about. Sometimes I get lucky, guys. Sometimes I just guess and I get lucky. 8 other children and 2 adults have gone to receive the treatment. Oh, I didn't know about that. That's cool. And last year, doctors used base editing to treat a baby born with severe CPS1 deficiency, a rare, dangerous genetic disease. I knew about that one too. Now, 2 new studies have used the technique to edit human embryos in the earliest stages of development, donated for research purposes by individuals who underwent IVF treatment. Both teams found that the precision of the technique reduced the likelihood of the unintentional chromosomal abnormalities. Yeah, that makes sense. Because you're just changing like an A to a G or something like that. You're not actually making the break, making those changes. So it's more precise. Kathy Nyakin, a professor of the physiology of reproduction and a director of the Loke Center for Trophoblast Research at the University of Cambridge, and her team used the technique to better understand how a pivotal gene in human embryo development functioned. They discovered that a gene called nanog, named for the mythical Celtic Tir na Nog, or land of the ever young, okay, plays a key role in how the first embryonic cells that ultimately become the fetus and the placenta are established. The study was published in June 25th in the science journal Nature. Okay, so what are we looking at? In the normal embryo on the left, the cells stained magenta will become the placenta. Yellow cells will become the yolk sac, and the cyan blue cells will become the epiblast, which later forms the body. In the embryo where base editing was used to block the nanog gene right, no cyan cells can be seen. Okay, cool. Man, developmental biology is so rad. The idea that we can actually like stain these and we can like look at cell by cell as these things go develop is just so cool. Nyakin said base editing represented a significant advancement on the conventional CRISPR-Cas9 because it carries a far lower risk of causing unintended chromosome errors. Yeah, it's exactly what I was talking about. Perfect. Base editing can precisely change a single nucleotide base pair to another in an entire human genome around 3 billion pairs. That's an incredible feat. Yeah, it is. We still don't know exactly how Tir na nog. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Hazel. Um, we still don't know exactly how it scans so quickly, by the way. It's pretty incredible. CRISPR is very cool. In a separate study, Diedrich Eagle, a associate professor of developmental cell biology at Columbia University, used base editing to insert one of 2 genetic mutations into newly fertilized eggs. Ooh, that's cool. So the insertion. So they're actually using a transformation technique of now they're inserting new DNA into the genome. One targeted gene called PCSK9 that regulates cholesterol, and another targeted HBG, which encodes the fetal form of hemoglobin, a protein that carries oxygen. He chose these 2 genes because they were well-studied targets in non-inheritable gene editing. Egley said a peer-reviewed study had conventionally accepted the study. Okay, cool. So it's in review. While both studies represent a step toward heritable gene editing, Egley said it is still a long way from use in clinical settings. Even though base editing doesn't appear to cause major chromosomal damage, at least 2 major downsides remain. Egley, Nyakin, and other teams found that some of the embryos they edited went on to display what they described as mosaicism, when the intended edit doesn't take effect in all cells. Oh, okay. So it's like kind of like a hybrid problem. Okay, interesting. I've seen this with plants. That's very funny. In addition, they found that some off-target effects in which the unintended genes were altered. Wow, that's weird. David Arlou does background. He actually does sequencing before and after, and they don't find any off targets. So I wonder if it's the same CRISPR system that he's using. It doesn't seem like it. This represents a risk in human embryo editing because the embryo will rise to every cell in the body. This is a long stairway with many different steps and maybe some plateaus in between, Egley said. We started at the very bottom. We made a few steps in that direction, but I think we can look at the progress that we've been made, and the discussion can be about the pros and the cons of going further. Nice. Images of an early human embryo base edited to block the nanog gene in the first week after fertilization. That is so cool. Genome editing in human embryos has value, allowing scientists to understand the rules that govern the earliest stages of human life, said O'Neill, a associate professor in reproductive and molecular genetics at the Institute for Women's Health, University of College London. She was not involved with either study. It can help us understand why so many embryos in IVF fail to develop, arrest, implant, or progress despite appearing morphologically acceptable. In the longer term, it may help us think more clearly and compassionately about a very small group of patients with serious inherited conditions for whom pre-implantation genetic testing is not enough. O'Neill added that the debate around embryo editing is often framed as if the only possible endpoint is designer babies. That framing misses the actual scientific and clinical value. It's exactly what my point is, too. I totally agree. The concerns around designer babies. Great. Lori Zoloff, a professor of religion Okay. Mm, okay, here we go. Said that the research act she's a professor of religion and ethics. Well, that's a very, very weird combination. Um, at the University of Chicago said that the research activated once more the ethical debate about altering human embryos, noting that the editing embryos is risk laden. Not so, I mean, compared to some diseases, not so much, right? Uh, except for use in except for use in scientific research, should therefore remain banned for the time being on the grounds of safety alone. She noted there are already ways to avoid having babies with genetic abnormalities, using genetic screening before conception and during pregnancy, and testing embryos prior to implantation during IVF. She's literally like, yeah, just don't be born with a genetic defect. Duh. Is that truly truly showing her she's the professor of religion and ethics, because she's like, just ask your sky daddy to not give you the genetics. Duh. I don't know. I think that's really ridiculous. I mean, obviously someone has a genome, the fact that we have the capabilities of allowing them to have a baby without those problems, we should do that, right? We should help them. That's a no-brainer, man. Quote, the problem with Moacism is not resolved. They don't really understand the long-term effects of the intervention, and there's no way to do a trial of pregnancy without, well, an actual pregnancy and a child. She's like, we don't know. We don't have a 50-year study yet. Yeah, we don't. You're right. But we have a lot of 50-year studies of people with this disease, though, huh? There are also longer range theological and philosophic issues around designing babies to have desirable traits, she added. Quote, there are even more profound when they seem to be designing babies that in the long distant future would be at a lower risk for cardiovascular issues, which could be addressed by lifestyle choices and may well be completely treatable by medications in the hypothetical future anyway. What? What is that? Can you imagine? Like, yeah, let's have this baby born with a genetic defect and just have them have to do something for their entire life instead. Let's just have them on medications for their entire life. That seems like a better quality of life. Like, what? She's a professor of ethics? Give me a break, man. While it may be defensible to edit embryos to prevent conditions such as Tay-Sachs, a fatal neurological disorder that attacks in the first few months of life, she said that there would likely be slippage between treatment and enhancement, a situation that could lead to what Zoloff called the Gattaca problem after the 1997 film, which imagines a society based and dictated by genetic perfection. That was her. She's literally supporting of Gattaca as long as it's from her sky daddy. That's what doesn't make any sense to me. Might this road lead us to a future that is even more unfair and unjust, with the children of the wealthiest curated and the children of the poorest without resources unable to compete in a democracy? I mean, I agree there in the fact that access to a medicine like this is incredibly important, but the idea that because basically a poorer nation is not going to have the capabilities to afford these expensive gene therapy treatments, therefore causing more disease, which is causing more healthcare expenses, which, that is a haves versus have-nots problem. I definitely do agree with that. Quote, it is striking that on the one hand, we might have the capacity to spend so many resources and attention on altering the genetic code of an embryo to give it precisely in line with what we think is normal or optimal, when we cannot figure out how to provide clean, safe, and engaging elementary schools for children with well-paid teachers once they are born. They're two separate problems. What? So we have to fix all of society before we can create medicines? Zoloff added, noting that knowledge of how human genetics affect physical traits and behavior is still very limited. Oh my gosh. A newly released survey on public attitudes towards research on human embryos in 4 countries indicated that a majority of respondents in the UK, Netherlands, and Spain supported the use of genome editing in embryos that would establish a pregnancy by eliminate a severe or life-threatening condition. However, in Italy, that figure was 46%. What? 4 countries indicated that there's a majority. Oh, okay. So for some reason in Italy, that's lower than a majority. Okay. Soloff noted that while bioethicists have a duty to reflect and raise questions, prohibiting science also has its risks. Quote, we don't want to prohibit inquiry, she said. This is why setting guardrails for new science is important and protective both of the inquiry and of the society. Yeah, I mean, we're already having a ton of like ethics questions, and obviously this stuff with CRISPR has kind of rattled some cages in the terms of like in the last 10 years. So people are talking more about bioethics than ever before. Um, I think that that's good. I think that people are having a lot of good questions on this. So that's a yeah, I would say it's a good idea. And like I said, I like the idea of I like the idea of curing diseases. Enhancements are very weird. So okay. Thank you for watching. All right. Summer. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Summer, how are you? Hi. Solving something straight is not profitable business model. I mean, Sanish, I mean, I think that there are a lot of people that say that, but at the same time, dude, like living people pay bills, man. You know what I mean? I do think that people do want to like they want to keep you alive so that you can pay, you know? I think that that's a big thing. Oh, dude, thank you so much. Efon, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Experts announced 70% chance to start a ground invasion in Iran. I mean, maybe, dude. I have honestly have no idea. You know, I hope not, but probably it's a good chance that it might happen. Everyone's seen X-Men. We all support lasers from our eyes and being able to run 50 miles per hour. I mean, yeah, I think that that stuff gets really cringe really quick, man. You know, like there's no reason to do it. Oh, it does? Using the hashtag on Twitter on YouTube helps the algorithm. Okay, sweet. I didn't know that. She's writing this to prevent gene editing because she wants Jesus to do it. Yeah, dude, I thought that that was a weird way to say that. I thought that that was very odd. Very odd. There you go. All right, guys. Well, I need to head to bed. Thank you for guys for hanging out. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I got my segments done. I'm so excited. You guys are all here for thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for objective ethics, Efon. Thank you so much for all the love. Thank you for all the gifts and TikTok. Thank you all sincerely. It really helps. Um, 5 Minute, Helen, Heather, Dragon Lord, Bill, Michelle, Thunder, Carol, Ed, Sanish. Thank you guys. Yeah, so we'll have to see how this goes. I try and get your heart music in. I'm gonna go pretty soon. Um, yeah, we'll have to see how it goes, guys. I'm really trying to change up the I want to try to change up the YouTube game. We'll see if it works. I have been toying around with the idea of doing like a weekly editorial section. The idea being that it's like a scripted kind of like last week tonight kind of thing where I have the idea is to make something that is high production value, curated so that people would want to watch it on their stream. You know what I mean? Not like I react or I will watch other stuff, but this would be something that people would want to watch on their stream and react to themselves. So I think that that would be kind of a cool way of kind of contributing something. Um, I've been trying to think about that. Um, yeah, we'll have to just see. Yeah, it's kind of like a weekly roundup. Yeah, it's just kind of like a weekly show. I don't know if it would be like a roundup of news as much as like a deep dive. I kind of want like a deep dive on like a subject and stuff. It would be, yeah, it would be like um, if you build it, they will come. That, thank you. Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be fun. And just give me like an outlet. It would just take a lot of time, you know? So I got to think about what I want to do, how I want to do it. Um, how do we combat gray hair? I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question, dude. I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, we'll just have to see. But that's that. But basically, my goal would be to have. Yeah, sure, man. I can answer your questions. My goal would be to make something like a good edit, a good. Yeah, user. This is what I'm thinking about. This would be like your main push, your main project, main first project. What do you think about the Obelisks, the viroid-like RNA infectious agents? Um, shoot, I'd heard them and about them in passing. I don't know. I don't really have any like opinion. An obelisk is a microscopic genetic element that consists of the type of infectious agent composed of RNA. Described as a viroid-like element, obelisks consist of RNA in a circular rod shape without any proteins shell coating. Wow, that's interesting. They were identified in 2024, and colleagues through computational analysis of the vast genetic data sets. Their RNA sequences are entirely novel, and their placement within the tree of life remains uncertain as they do not appear to be of shared ancestry with any other form, virus, or viroid. Wow. Obelisks are currently classified as enigmatic taxon, describing a distinct phylogenetic group. Wow, that's cool. That's really cool. Well, they're not considered living, but yeah. Well, that's really cool. Yeah, Dragon Lord, that's fine. We could do like we could just take it off of TikTok and then just do it on Discord or something. That's fine. Thank you. Just passing by. Thank you. Thank you, brother. I People say that I am the most dangerous person in the world, actually. So it's a very nice anti-vaxxers. Very nice of them to say. I appreciate that. Yeah, I would just, yeah, I could just stream, I could just stream it on YouTube. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you. We'll see how the new format goes, and we'll see how it happens. You know what I mean? We'll see how it happens. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Thanks for hanging out. Love you guys. Be nice to someone. I got jujitsu in the morning. I got jujitsu in like 5 hours. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. We're doing the 9 a.m. But Mrs. Dr. G is gonna come with me. So we're gonna do it together. It's gonna be awesome. We're doing the 9 a.m. together. So it's gonna be really fun. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool. All right. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Bye. Oh.